Hello, welcome to my review of Kubo and the Two Strings. Here's the short version. This is simply the best animated movie I've seen in quite some time. The rough gist of the story is that a young boy ignores an older person's warning and ends up on a magical quest pursued by evil sorcerers and aided by talking animals. So far so familiar. However, in execution, this idea is utterly compelling. For those of you that don't know, this film is a mixture of computer animation and traditional stop motion animation. And for about the first 5 minutes of the film, I tried to work out which was which, and then I simply enjoyed allowing the visuals to wash over me. Though I would advise sticking around to watch the end credits, because you'll get a behind the scenes look at how all the models were done, and it is just fantastic to watch. The use of sound in this film is almost as good as the use of imagery. The hero Kubo plays as Samus Sen, and a lot of his magic is expressed through music, but the director doesn't feel the need to beat you around the head with emotional cues. He's willing to take his time and allow the emotions to brew slowly in quiet passages. One of the great joys of the film for me was that, though it's full of grand spectacles and severe melodrama, there's a lot of humour in it. Some of this comes from the pratfalls and slapstick, but a lot of it's character driven and surprisingly intelligent. Some people will say that the humour dilutes the artistic effect of the film. I think it stops it becoming weighted down by its own gravitas. There's even a sly Planet of the Apes reference which is left for you to notice. The director doesn't cheat by pulling focus and drawing your attention to it. I think Kubo was the best hero in a children's film since Hiccup in How to Train Your Dragon, which is a favourite of mine. I loved how in that film the hero ends the film by losing a leg. It sends two messages to children. First, that even when you get a happy ending, tough choices and perilous situations will always leave scars. And second, just because someone has a disability doesn't mean you have to treat that person any differently. In Kubo, we have a hero who starts off with a disability and is also a carer for someone with special needs. If fairy tales teach children that monsters can be slain, it's nice that some teach children that just because someone is different doesn't make them a monster. But what monsters there are in this fairy tale. There are all sorts of creepy and ghoulish horrors lurking in the shadows waiting to snatch Kubo's life away. My favourite were his ants. They were as terrifying and full of dread as anything you'll see in any adult horror film, but born of a much greater and wider imagination. So, final summary. Go and see this film. It's that simple. Go and see it at the cinema, because you'll appreciate it on the big screen more than you will in the home. So, final summary. Go and see this film. It's my strongest recommendation, and it's definitely worth seeing it on the big screen. Thank you for watching.